Welcome back. Today we're counting down the 10 towns in Pennsylvania you should absolutely never move to. If you're considering a move to the Keystone State, watch this before you decide. Let's get started. Number 10 on our list is Shamokin, a town that once stood as a proud symbol of Pennsylvania's coal mining legacy. Decades ago, Shamokin was a bustling hub, its streets alive with the energy of hard-working miners and their families. The coal industry shaped every aspect of life here, from the local economy to the tight-knit sense of community that defined the town. But those days are now just memories. The coal mines that once provided steady work and prosperity have long since closed, leaving behind empty shafts and rusting equipment as silent reminders of a bygone era. As the industry faded, so did the town's fortunes. The local economy has collapsed, jobs have vanished, and with few opportunities left, young people are leaving in droves, searching for a better future elsewhere. The population has steadily declined, and the sense of loss is almost palpable. Downtown Shamokin tells the story all too clearly. Once busy storefronts now sit boarded up, their windows gathering dust. The main street, which used to be the heart of the community, is eerily quiet, with only a handful of businesses struggling to survive. There's a real sense of stagnation, as if time itself has slowed to a crawl. For families who remain, life is a daily challenge. Many struggle to find stability, with limited job prospects and rising costs making it hard to get by. Children have few safe places to play, and opportunities for growth or enrichment are scarce. The lack of well-maintained parks, community centers, and after-school programs means that kids and teens have little to do, making it tough for anyone to thrive or feel hopeful about the future. The community's social fabric is fraying and support systems are stretched thin. Shamokin's historical charm is still visible in its old Victorian buildings and faded architecture, but even these reminders of better days can't hide the deep-rooted economic struggles. The town's rich history stands in stark contrast to its current reality. Empty lots and shuttered businesses are everywhere, and the sense of opportunity has all but disappeared. For those hoping to build a future, Shamokin offers little promise. The challenges here are not just economic, they're emotional too, as residents grapple with uncertainty and a longing for the past. The cycle of decline is hard to break. With each passing year, more homes fall into disrepair, and the town's infrastructure continues to age without the resources needed for renewal. It's a tough situation, and it's why Shamokin lands at number 10 on our list. If you're considering a move, think twice before planting roots here. Shamokin's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change and how difficult it can be to turn things around once decline sets in. Number 9 is Hazleton, a city that's grown fast, but not in a good way. Crime rates are much higher than average, making safety a daily concern. The police are stretched thin, and rapid changes have created tension. There's also a lack of parks, events, and entertainment, so boredom is real. For families, the environment feels unstable and not ideal for raising kids. Hazleton's potential is buried under big problems. Until things change, it's not a place to settle down. That's why it's number 9 on our list. At number 8 on our list, we find Newcastle, Pennsylvania, a city that was once celebrated as the fireworks capital of America. Decades ago, this town was alive with the crackle and color of fireworks, its factories bustling with workers and its streets filled with the energy of a thriving community. The town center was a hub of activity, and families built their lives around the promise of steady jobs and a close-knit neighborhood. But today, Newcastle tells a very different story. The city has fallen on hard times, and the once busy streets are now eerily quiet, with many businesses shuttered and few signs of the vibrant life that once defined this place. The manufacturing jobs that supported generations have disappeared, leaving behind empty factories and a sense of loss that hangs heavy in the air. The decline of industry has hit Newcastle hard, and the effects ripple through every part of the community. The local economy is struggling to survive, with small businesses closing their doors and opportunities for work growing scarcer by the year. Many storefronts now display for lease signs, a stark reminder of the challenges facing residents. The impact is visible everywhere. Abandoned homes line the streets, their windows boarded up and yards overgrown. Entire neighborhoods have been hollowed out as families move away in search of better prospects. Once busy residential streets now sit empty, with only the wind and the occasional stray animal passing through. The sense of community that once held this town together is fading, replaced by uncertainty and neglect. High vacancy rates have become the norm, dragging down property values and making it difficult for anyone to sell or invest. These empty spaces often attract crime and vandalism, further discouraging new residents or businesses from moving in. For anyone considering a move to Newcastle, the risks are clear. Investing in property here is a gamble, with little assurance that things will improve in the near future. Many neighborhoods are marked by neglect, with overgrown lawns and vacant lots serving as daily reminders of the city's ongoing struggles. The hope for stability feels distant for both longtime residents and newcomers alike. Newcastle's beautiful old architecture, its ornate Victorian homes and historic buildings, offers a glimpse into a more prosperous past. But even these charming structures can't outweigh the overwhelming sense of economic despair that now defines the city. The downward spiral seems almost impossible to reverse. Newcastle is a town caught between its proud history and an uncertain future, struggling to find a way forward as more people leave and fewer opportunities remain. That's why Newcastle finds itself at number 8 on our list, a fading town where hope is hard to come by and the challenges are many. If you're thinking about making Newcastle your home, it's important to weigh the risks carefully. The city's struggles are real, and while there's always a chance for renewal, the road ahead looks tough. Think carefully before moving here. Number 7 is Wilkinsburg, right next to Pittsburgh, but worlds apart. Crime rates here are shockingly high, making daily life feel unsafe. Businesses leave, property values drop, and community trust is low. Schools are underfunded, with poor outcomes and few resources for kids. For families, the combination of crime and failing schools is a deal-breaker. Even its historic homes and location can't make up for these challenges. Wilkinsburg is stuck in a cycle of poverty and violence. It's a tough place to build a future, that's why it's number 7. Number 6 is Duquesne, a former steel town devastated by industry collapse. Unemployment is among the highest in the state, and poverty is everywhere. With a tiny tax base, public services are severely underfunded. There are few parks, limited amenities, and little for families to do. The city feels isolated and forgotten, just miles from Pittsburgh. For anyone looking to move, the lack of jobs and resources is a huge barrier. Duquesne is struggling to survive. That's why it's number 6. Number 5 is Aliquippa, famous for football but struggling off the field. The steel industry's collapse led to massive job losses and population decline. Many residents are trapped by poverty with few options to leave. Basic amenities are scarce. There was no grocery store for years. Infrastructure is crumbling, and abandoned buildings are everywhere. It's a tough environment for new residents. Aliquippa's proud history can't hide its present-day struggles. That's why it's number 5. Number 4 is Reading, a large city with big problems. It's one of the poorest cities in America, and poverty drives most of its issues. High crime rates and under-resourced schools make life difficult. Job opportunities are limited, and wages are low. Downtown revitalization hasn't solved the city's deep-rooted challenges. The cost of living is low, but so is the quality of life. Reading struggles are overwhelming for most families. That's why it's number 4. Number 3 is Johnstown, famous for devastating floods and ongoing risk. Living here means constant worry about losing everything to water. Businesses avoid the area, and flood insurance is expensive. The economy never recovered from the loss of steel and coal jobs. The population keeps shrinking, and opportunities are scarce. Revitalization efforts haven't overcome the city's challenges. Johnstown is a beautiful valley, but it's a valley of hardship. That's why it's number 3. Number 2 is McKeesport, once a steel powerhouse, now a city in crisis. The population has dropped by over 60%, leaving the city hollowed out. The tax base is gone, and public services are barely functioning. Infrastructure is crumbling, and crime is a major concern. The school district is failing and jobs are almost non-existent. Vacant lots and abandoned buildings dominate the landscape. McKeesport's decline is heartbreaking and hard to reverse. That's why it's number 2. When it comes to towns in Pennsylvania that you might want to steer clear of, Chester stands out as the number 1 place to avoid. Located just southwest of Philadelphia along the Delaware River, Chester's troubled reputation is well known throughout the state and even the country. Once a thriving industrial hub, the city has faced decades of decline. And today it's a place where caution is more than just a suggestion, it's a necessity. Chester is consistently ranked as one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. The crime rate here is alarmingly high, with violent incidents occurring at a rate far above the national average. Residents and visitors alike are often on edge, especially after dark, as the threat of robberies, assaults, and other violent crimes looms large over the community. The level of violent crime in Chester is truly off the charts. Shootings, burglaries, and gang-related activity have become all too common, creating a constant atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. For many families, simply walking outside after sunset can feel like taking a risk. Generational poverty and chronic unemployment are rampant throughout the city. The collapse of manufacturing left thousands without jobs, and the economic recovery has been slow, if not non-existent. Many neighborhoods are dotted with abandoned factories and boarded-up homes, stark reminders of better days long past. The school system in Chester is in a state of crisis. Chronic underfunding has led to deteriorating facilities, overcrowded classrooms, and a lack of resources for both students and teachers. The city itself is financially bankrupt, struggling to provide even the most basic services to its residents. Public services are stretched thin, and the police force is overwhelmed by the sheer volume of calls and emergencies. With limited resources, law enforcement struggles to keep up, leaving many crimes unsolved and residents feeling unprotected. The problems facing Chester are deep and systemic. Decaying infrastructure, neglected neighborhoods, and a lack of investment have created a cycle that's incredibly difficult to break. For those hoping for quick change, the reality is that progress here is slow and uncertain. Despite all these challenges, there are still resilient residents who call Chester home. Community groups and local leaders work tirelessly to make a difference, but the scale of the issues is overwhelming, and meaningful change remains a distant hope for many. For your safety and peace of mind, Chester tops our list of towns to avoid in Pennsylvania. Until significant improvements are made, it's best to exercise caution and consider other destinations. That's our list of the 10 toughest towns in Pennsylvania. This isn't about bashing these places. There are amazing people fighting for change. We made this to help you make informed decisions about where to live or visit. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to support the channel. We've got more videos coming, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching and see you next time.